Guys, welcome back to Hot Froth. Today's Sunday, and all week I've been running out that front door trying to get myself to work on time, and on the way out I've been grabbing myself a cheeky brew for my beautiful Rancilio Silvia Pro X coffee machine. However, it's been one of those weeks. Actually, it's been one of those months. I have not had a chance to clean this thing for ages, and it is filthy. It seems to have some kind of beige crust growing on top here. There's coffee splashed up the side, up the front, the drip tray's full. It's desperately in need of a clean. And I thought I can either do this myself, selfishly, or I can share the experience with my lovely Hot Froth audience. And now that we've just crept over the 500 subscription mark, I might even get a super thanks. But seriously guys, keeping your espresso machine clean regularly is kind of crucial. There's parts in there that almost rely on it. And it's fine to leave for a little while, like me. I've been busy, you're busy, everyone's busy. But don't leave it too long, because one day you'll get out of bed, go downstairs, you switch your coffee machine on, and that day that you thought might happen, happens. It doesn't work. You're gonna have to queue up with everyone else at the local cafe. Which is fine, because you're supporting local business, but you've put a lot of money into your espresso machine. You should be looking after it, keeping it clean. Regardless of brand, the steps I'm going to show you today are kind of relatable. Rancilio make it fairly straightforward with a built-in Backflush program, and they give you some nice tools in order to do it. This video is not scripted, in case you can't tell. Anything could happen. So let's get cleaning. I don't know where that came from. Backflushing. What's it all about? Well, every time you pull a shot on your espresso machine, clean water travels from the water tank along a pipe and down to the group head. But not all that water's used, yet would have come in contact with the coffee puck. So therefore it's contaminated with fines or grounds. It has to go somewhere, it can't go back into the clean water reservoir, and usually it's dumped straight into the drip tray at the bottom via a one-way solenoid valve. Think of it as like a doorman. You're not coming in here, mate, this water's clean. Well, as you can imagine, having contaminated water travelling through a pipe every day of the week when you make yourself a coffee, over time it can cause issues. Coffee can build up in the pipe, it can build up in the valve, and so it's kind of critical to keep those components clean. Backflushing describes a process we use when we add chemicals, like these, to blanking plugs or blind portafilters, like these, blocking the exit of the portafilter here and creating back pressure. The water then has no choice but to go back along that pipe, don't forget it's mixed with chemicals now, through the valve and into the drip tray, and in doing so, cleaning everything along the way, removing all the coffee residue and keeping those components we mentioned in good working order. All right, my frothers, step one, backflushing. Our water reservoir is full of clean water, the machine is on. However, I need to empty my drip tray because it is filthy and full of dirty water. The reason we're doing this is because when we backflush, the waste cleaning water will end up in this tray and we don't want it overflowing. So I'm just going to slide it out of there. The Rancilio drip tray is notorious for being tricky to get out. However, I don't think it's that bad. I'll get rid of this and I'll see you back here in a second. All right guys, the drip tray is now nice and clean, as you can see. We slide that back in there. We'll give the grill a quick clean as well while we're here. Now, we remove the group handle or portafilter, and I happen to use a 21 gram double shot basket. I'm going to remove that, like so, and you can now either use the single shot basket that comes with the machine and the plastic blanking plug that also comes with the Rancilio machine, and that's probably going to be fine. It doesn't exactly fill you with confidence because it's flat, and therefore water could creep underneath it, but under pressure it should flex. I'm guessing that's what they had in mind when they designed it, and allow no water underneath it. However, it's quite easy to upgrade that and buy a 58mm blind portafilter, and that just pops in there like that. And now we're 100% sure no water can get past that. We're blocking the exit from the water exiting the coffee machine. When you buy a new Rancilio coffee machine, you will also get a packet of these. These are cleaning tablets, with each tablet meaning one backflush. So we'll pop one, ready for action, into the portafilter like that. But before we put the portafilter back inside the group head and start the cleaning process, I want to do one more thing. I'm going to also remove the shower screen from the group head by using a small stubby handled screwdriver like this. There's a flathead screw in the middle of the shower screen. It will be fairly hot if the machine has been sitting on. And with the Rancilio, not only do you get the, wow, that is hot. Not only do you get the shower screen come down, you also get the screw, obviously. We'll put the screw to one side there. This whole assembly makes up a fair chunk of the group head and is part of their sort of temperature stabilisation attempt, I guess, because it's so heavy and metallic, it can't help but hold a good temperature. So we'll turn that over. That's the shower screen there. It's where the water exits into your coffee every time you make a coffee. We'll pop, if we can, without giving ourselves third-degree burns, the shower screen off of that component there. Look at that. That is rancid. I apologise to the coffee community. I should never have let my shower screen get that dirty. This is a kind of spacer or locator that sits in the middle that's also pretty rank. And then this guy here, equally dirty. As a special treat to my beautiful Rancilio coffee machine, I'm going to put an extra cleaning tablet in this jar. Easier said than done. And I'm going to drop in my shower screen. This, I guess we'd call that a group head spacer. And the locator. In fact, while we're here, we'll also put the basket in. They can go inside as well. And because the machine's on, I can just add hot water to that whole lot. And we'll let that soak while we clean everything else. And by the time we're done, everything should be as good as new. Okay guys, just one more step before we start the back flushing. I'm just going to clean inside that group head a little bit just to get rid of some of the worst coffee grounds. I'm also going around the seal where the edge of the basket, or in this case the blind portafilter, seals up against the group head. And if coffee builds up in there, it can cause leaks. So I'm giving that a nice clean. Look at the state of that brush. Right, now we bring our portafilter up and insert it as if you're going to put a coffee shot on. But this time we're going to press the minus and plus keys together until we see T2 appear. We then go across using the plus button there to F01, and we select that using the coffee button. CL1 will appear, which is cleaning cycle 1. We confirm again, and the cleaning cycle begins. There's 3 steps to this cleaning cycle: CL1, CL2, and you guessed it, CL3. So you can hear the machine's building pressure and then forcing that pressurized water back through the pipe, and it should appear into the drip tray. You can already see some pretty grim looking water. There's a piece of coffee sitting there, at least I hope it's coffee. And it will continue doing this until cleaning cycle 2 appears on the screen. And at that point, we will change things up slightly. All right guys, CL2 has come up on the screen. So at this point, we take down our group handle or portafilter. We tip out, or I'm going to tip out, the water that's in there into the drip tray. And I'm hoping you can see there's some coffee oils and a couple of bits of ground coffee in there. And you can see there's some brown water has appeared in the drip tray, which is exactly what we want. It shows it's doing its job. We're going to give that a quick clean out. The book asks us to remove our plug that we didn't use. So I'm using this, so I'm going to pull that out. I'm just going to put in the single shot basket for this next stage, which is CL2. We put that back in. Confirm CL2, yes, and CL2 will start. This is going to clean the portafilter head and the valve at the bottom here, the spout. You can see now why it was a good idea to empty that drip tray. Right, CL3's appeared. We take down the portafilter. This is the last cycle now. Tip out any excess water. It's going to be hot again, so I'm going to cool it down with the cloth. Pull out that single dose basket, put the blind portafilter back in. This is the final pressurized cleaning cycle now. Slide that back in, confirm yes one more time. And when this is finished, the screen should just return to 93, which is the temperature home screen setting. Wow. And this is just running clean hot water through those pipes and getting rid of any excess chemicals. And that has now gone back to 93 on the screen. The cleaning cycle's finished. It's that easy, guys. It was a couple of presses of a button. We switched the basket over twice. We now take this down. So there was a lot of dirty water left in there. So I'm really glad we did that. And I'll just show you some of the stuff we got. There's a massive chunk of coffee floating around in there. I hope you can see that, just to the left-hand side of the Rancilio logo there. That would have easily blocked up the pipe the group head or the solenoid valve. So we'll get rid of this. All right team, we're almost at the end of our chore here. All our components have come back nice and clean. I'm just going to give them a final little buff before we put them all back together again. And our shower screen, look at the difference there. Look. If you compared that to what it was like when we took it out, it was covered in old coffee residue. And now look at it, sparkling away. And that's just from soaking for 10 minutes in chemicals. All right, so we're gonna do everything in reverse now. This brass ring will go up first with the inner ring pointing upwards. So to do this, we flip it upside down. My locator sits in there and it should sit flush. It swings around a bit inside that cutaway, but it sits flush when you sit it in there. It can't sit that way because it will sit proud. So turn it upside down, it sits flush. Next, our shower screen goes over that and our screw goes through the bottom. Turn it back the right way round again and we locate the hole in the middle of the group head, and then with the screwdriver, I'm just gonna tighten that all back up. And that's it guys. Your Rancilio Pro Silvia X or otherwise should be clean and in pristine condition, ready for the week ahead and ready for whatever that week happens to throw at you. I'm gonna make a solemn pledge now, never to leave it that long before I clean this machine again. It was rancid, I don't mind admitting, and I'm glad I did it when we did. If I'd left that much longer, things might have started to go awry. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's hugely appreciated and we genuinely value every single view that we get. If you haven't already, we'd love it if you could just hit the subscribe button down below and join the Hot Froth community. And that way you won't miss out on all the future exciting content that we've got planned. And as you know, it's always a pleasure, never a chore. See you in the next one.